Hey guys, Dan Reese here from Zebrano woodcraft.com, and in this video I'll show you how I made this funky pen out of recycled skateboards. To begin, I removed the hardware and grip tape from a broken skateboard, which was easily the most tedious part of the process. I basically used a hairdryer to heat up a portion of the grip tape to soften up the adhesive, and I was then able to work a razor blade under the grip tape and peel it off. First I started with the edges and then worked on peeling off the rest. I had a few rips, but I just did my best with the hairdryer and razor to strip the grip tape off. Next I moved over to the bandsaw to cut the skateboard down. After cutting away the parts of the deck that I didn't need, I set up the fence of my bandsaw so I could slice the board down into 35mm sections. I cut 8 sections from the centre of the deck so the shape of each slice would be similar. This made the glue up easier as they would all fit together seamlessly. My adhesive of choice for this project was Gorilla Glue, as it's seriously strong and expands to 3 times its volume to fill in any gaps. I simply applied a generous amount of glue to each section, smoothed it out so I had a nice even coverage, and then placed the next section on top. I repeated this until all the sections of the deck were glued, and then I just clamped them up overnight. When the adhesive had cured, I cut away any dried up ooze on the bandsaw until I was left with a block of glued up skateboards. I penciled a rough outline of my pen blank onto the block and cut it out carefully on the bandsaw. Next, I drilled a hole through the centre of the blank using an 11mm drill bit and glued the brass tube from my pen kit into the hole. I used super glue and a sacrificial paintbrush to make this part nice and easy. Before turning, I trimmed the edges of the blank flush with the brass tube by using a standard barrel trimmer. I also knew that the skateboard would be a fragile material to work with, so I sanded the corners and the ends of the blank on a sanding disc to minimise the risk of blowout. To start making my skateboard blank round, I mounted it on a pen mandrel with specific bushings for the Sierra style pen kit that I was using. I began with a roughing gouge to eliminate some material, and I tried to work delicately so as not to ruin the blank. And all was going well until... And the morals of the story here are: 1. Always wear eye protection because when pen blanks explode they go everywhere. 2. Skateboards are fragile when you start poking them in the face with chisels. And 3. If at first you don't succeed, try and try again. After exploding my first blank, I made another and turned it down to a good width for a Sierra pen. To give the wood a smooth appearance, I sanded it through progressively finer grits, up to about a 1200 grit, and cleaned off the grain with a little surgical spirit when I was done. The finish of choice for this pen was super glue, aka CA finish. I changed to using tapered bushings to avoid the pen blank getting glued to them, and cleaned up any dust from my work area. Then I applied a few drops of glue to the blank and rubbed them in quickly with a paper towel. To speed the process up, I sprayed a little activator spray between layers. After 10 layers were applied, I ran a sharp knife between the blank and the bushings just to release any glue that was attaching the two. Then I wet sanded the blank through progressively finer grits of Abranet and micromesh until I had an even, smooth and shiny surface. A quick rub down with a little burnishing cream was the final stage to make the pen glassy and smooth. Finally, I used a vise to assemble the end cap of the pen kit, and the rest of the pen was easy enough to piece together. The end result was a very swish pen indeed, with a unique story, and it also made a great gift for my friend's brother. I won't be in a hurry to make another of these, but I welcome you guys to try. I've included eBay links to tools and materials I used in the description of this video, so if you're interested in pen turning or feel inspired, then check them out. I am a member of the eBay Partner Network, so if you use any of my links to make a purchase, then I receive a small reward. but this won't affect the price that you pay in any way, it just helps to support me to make more videos. You might also like to watch this other crazy cool pen turning video I made about making a pen with coloured pencils, and occasionally I send out exclusive tutorials and discounts to subscribers on my email list, so go on over to zebranowoodcraft.com and subscribe to my newsletter. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one.